Hello, my name is Tim, and I am a guide with Journey 8. When I was 30, I decided I had to trust the dream that was in my heart, and that meant leaving my husband at the time. We had been married for 5 years, but had been together for a total of 8 years. And my dream involved leaving the hometown that I grew up in and going to California. When I was approaching the age of 30, I was married at the time. I was living in Rochester, New York. That's where I grew up. And I was surrounded by family that loved me, but I didn't feel super supported in a big part of my identity. I am gay, and I didn't feel supported in that respect by my family. I was married to a man at that time, and we had been married for about 5 years. But I was not happy there at all. I wasn't happy in the job I was working because I was too afraid to step into the dreams that were in my heart. Though I loved my husband, we were on very different pages. We had grown apart in a lot of ways, and life became very complicated in that relationship. And I was suffering immensely internally. I was not enjoying life. I did not feel alive in any sense. And I knew that if I continued on the path that I was on, that it wasn't going to be good for me. I was depressed, I was anxious, I was having panic attacks. I had to recover my health. If I could offer one piece of advice to everyone out there, it would be to trust your intuition. That is essentially your inner compass, and it knows exactly what's right for you in all situations. I was not stepping into my dreams at all. And so a yearning in my heart started to build, and it told me to take my dreams that involved moving to California very seriously. And I started to research that, and in the process, my husband asked me, "Are you serious about this?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm serious, and I would hope that you would come with me." And he told me, "No, there is no way that I would go with you." He said, "I would support you in doing what's in your heart, but I would not go with you." That was a very big moment for me because I had a decision to make. Was I going to stay with what was comfortable and what I had always known, or was I going to take a risk and trust what was in my heart? And it was a very emotional process for me, and it took a while. But once I decided to trust what was in my heart, life just started to support me in that decision. Things lined up that I could have never predicted, and I got confirmation left and right that this is what I was supposed to do. So that meant that we were going to have to get divorced. And when we got married, I never saw that coming. I thought I was going to be married to this man for the rest of my life. So, and after being with someone for 8 years, your identity almost becomes merged with them in a way. So leaving that home that we had, the dog that we had together, that life and the relationship, I didn't feel like I had any identity when I left. I didn't know who I was. I did not have self-esteem or self-worth at that time. And I was moving across the country, no job lined up, just $8,000 in my savings account. And I was stepping into this new big city with a dream. And all I knew was that I had to follow what was in my heart. This was probably about like a 2 to 3 year process of me recovering from that, and I was introduced to Eckhart Tolle during that time, and listening to The Power of Now profoundly changed the way I saw myself and my view in life, my perspective. I also was very inspired by Marianne Williamson, A Course in Miracles, and Gabby Bernstein. It's taken me 4 years to get into a place where I finally felt like I had self-worth, self-value, the feeling of being enough, and also trusting that the gifts that are in my heart were worthy of sharing in the world.